Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile lost her wheel and the Joker got away. I'm gonna do this story. You can just kind of hang up out there. But anyway, the night before Christmas happens for a lot of people. And in 2001, a teacher decided to give their kind of account of it. Let's see, who's his name? It's Steven Layne. Yeah, Steven Layne. And he is a teacher, and he wanted to write his own version of the story, because everyone has their own story version. So, yeah. The Teacher's Night Before Christmas. 'Twas the week before Christmas, and all through the town, every school teacher scurried. They could not slow down. Their brains were all frazzled from school celebrations and the seasonal rush of pre-Christmas vacation. The festive art projects, a yearly tradition, had ended as always in room demolition. And the nursing home trip earned one principal's pout when Pierce pulled the fire alarm and they cleared the place out. Then holiday pageants produced minor troubles, like the Virgin and Joseph on stage blowing bubbles. And then one of God's angels got airsick and cried, "Mrs. Bigler, I've thrown up on Joe, Tom, and Clyde." But when the gala school programs were done and folks parted, the room on commandos had just gotten started. They'd planned party events to make the students drool, like wild scavenger hunts, where kids ran through the school. But the moms were undaunted. They moved on to crafts, some with glue guns and scissors, and spray paint and masks. And inside of 1 hour, the 10-minute wreaths were lying all over on drying and sheets. Then the students and mothers departed the school, and the teachers rushed home. And just a few days till Yule, with a tree still to trim, Christmas candy to make, the cards yet to mail, plus a fruitcake to bake. So when Christmas Eve came, they were all feeling blue, for the teachers still had Christmas shopping to do. Thus they started all at once to converge on the mall, but the sight of a school bus in flight stopped them all. It was Jolly St. Nick steering down from the sky, in a sport coat, suede elbows, new glasses, and a tie. He was quite the professor, and his class looked in session, with a busload of elves far too busy to question. He'd assigned them the task of creating a toy that not even a child like Ben Gray could destroy. When he stepped off the bus, all the teachers felt fine, and then he opened a gradebook and said, "Get in line. Mrs. Bigler, Miss Haley, Miss Elks, Mr. Best, Mrs. Broomy, Miss Janice, Dr. Johns, and the rest. You've been working so hard for your students, I've seen, that you've run short on time for your own Christmas scene. I've been checking my records throughout this past year, and your grades indicate that you've nothing to fear. Santa truly loves teachers, support staff, and such. Your students are blessed because you've given so much. So I'm telling you all, and your colleagues here too, stop this last-minute shopping. I'll take care of you. Go on home, go to bed, leave the big guy in charge. I'll take care of those wish lists, no matter how large." Then he beeped the bus horn while stepping on the gas, and he gave a soft laugh as his bus flew on past. "Merry Christmas to all," his voice rang out with might, but especially to teachers, and especially tonight.